There is one truth that every man must eventually confront, a truth so clear, so final, that it reshapes everything the moment you accept it. Your time is running out. Not someday, not far off in the future, now. With every hour that passes, your life is being spent. And the question isn't whether the time will go, it will. The question is, what are you doing with it? Because most people live as though time is infinite. They delay decisions, they stall progress, they waste precious hours scrolling, gossiping, reacting, believing there will always be more. But the man who wakes up, who truly sees the clock, begins to live differently. He doesn't wait for motivation. He doesn't need permission. He doesn't beg for opportunity. He moves because he knows time is not a guarantee. It's a currency. And the way you spend it reveals what you value. Are you building something meaningful? Are you sharpening your mind? Are you strengthening your body? Are you aligning your habits with the man you say you want to become? Or are you leaking your life into distraction? That's the brutal honesty we must face. Because time doesn't care about potential. It doesn't care about intentions. It rewards the man who uses it. And what separates the uncommon from the average is not talent, it's how they manage time. Not just with planners and schedules, but with urgency. They understand that every hour wasted is an hour you will never get back, and they treat that fact with the seriousness it deserves. So if your goals matter, your time must become sacred, protected, guarded from the unnecessary. You must begin to say no, not because you're rude, but because you're focused. You must eliminate distraction, not because you fear missing out, but because you refuse to miss your life. And that's what's at stake, your life. Every dream, every goal, every legacy, it all depends on how you spend your time. Not someday, now, in this hour, in this day. In the moments most waste without a second thought. That's the difference. One man kills time. The other uses it to build a life. And if you ever feel lost, if you ever wonder what to do next, come back to this one question. Is this worth my life? Because that's what time is. It is your life, in pieces. And once a piece is gone, it is gone forever. So, use it wisely, while you still can. When you begin to treat time as your most precious asset, your life takes a different shape. You no longer move through the day with casual indifference. You no longer waste mornings on meaningless distractions. You no longer hand your minutes away to anyone who asks. Because now, you understand every second matters. And that understanding creates urgency. Not the frantic kind, not the kind fueled by fear or panic, but a calm, deliberate urgency, the kind that whispers, "I will not waste this day." The kind that keeps you focused when others are drifting, the kind that sharpens your actions and aligns your habit. This is the mindset of men who build legacies. They know something most do not, that 1 hour used well is worth more than 10 wasted carelessly, that every morning is an investment, that each decision you make with intention moves you closer to a life of depth, of freedom, of fulfillment. But it requires something rare: honesty. Honesty about how you've been spending your time. Honesty about what you've been doing. Honesty about how much of your day is lost to delay, distraction, and indecision. You see, it's not that there isn't enough time, it's that too many men are numbing themselves to the truth. They say they're too busy, but they've made no room for their priorities. They say they're waiting for the right time, but the clock is ticking, and still they hesitate. They say they want more, but their actions reveal otherwise. And time, it listens to action, not desire. The man who respects time doesn't need to rush. He simply doesn't wait. He acts. He moves. He chooses work over comfort, structure over chaos, discipline over delay. And soon, his life reflects it. While others wonder where the time went, he has used it. While others panic at the pressure, he is prepared. While others wish they had more time, he is grateful for how he's spent it. Because here's the truth. You don't need more time. You need to use the time you already have with precision. And that begins today. Look at your schedule. Look at your habits. Look at your conversations, your routines, your inputs. Are they building you? Are they moving you forward? Are they shaping the future you say you want? If not, you must cut them. Not with guilt, with conviction. Because the clock will not pause while you procrastinate. The days will not wait for your clarity. The future will not wait for you to feel ready. It's now. It's always been now. So rise with urgency. Move with focus. Guard your hours with the kind of respect you'd give to the last dollars in your bank account. Because the men who win are not just consistent, they are urgent. They don't wait to be told. They know their time is running out, and they act like it. A man's relationship with time reveals everything about his future. Show me how you spend your days, and I'll show you exactly where you're headed. Because the truth is, success is not hidden in some distant year. It's woven into how you live today, into the decisions you make right now. Most people misunderstand this. They think their big break is somewhere out there, in the next opportunity, the next month, the next season. But what they fail to see is that time is not waiting for them to get ready. It's moving forward, hour by hour, minute by minute, with or without their discipline. And those who rise, they don't rise because they had more time. They rose because they used what they had with precision. They woke up with intention. They trained when they didn't feel like it. They learned when others were distracted. They kept going when it would have been easier to delay. And because of that, their results compounded. Because that's how time works. It compounds. One wasted hour doesn't just disappear, it accumulates. And so does one focused hour. Every minute you spend building discipline becomes a brick in the structure of your future. Every hour spent in distraction is a brick missing from it. You're not just spending time, you're building with it. Or you're letting it slip. So ask yourself, are you becoming stronger, or are you becoming later? There are men who will spend their entire lives saying, I just need a little more time. But what they really need is to stop treating time like it's infinite and begin treating it like what it really is, your most limited resource. You can rebuild your body. You can restart your business. You can repair your mindset. But you cannot reclaim lost time. Once it's gone, it's gone. That's why urgency matters. Not the frantic urgency of burnout, but the focused urgency of a man who understands the value of his life. He does not let others waste his time. He does not waste it on his own laziness. He does not trade it for comfort or approval. He spends it wisely, and he spends it intentionally. And in time, his life begins to reflect that. He becomes respected not because he demanded it, but because his actions prove he values what most ignore. He becomes calm because urgency removes regret. He becomes powerful because he knows that every hour he earns through focus is one more hour that builds his legacy. That is the mindset of the uncommon man. He does not ask for more. He uses what he has while he still has it. There's a silent advantage possessed by every disciplined man, an advantage most overlook. It's not wealth, it's not connections, it's not even talent. It's how he uses his time. Because when a man takes control of his time, he takes control of his life. He no longer floats through the day waiting for motivation. He doesn't say, someday, when he means never. He doesn't pass his hours to entertainment, distraction, or delay. He knows every wasted minute is a choice, not just to be passive, but to fall behind. And so, he lives differently. While the average man kills time, the focused man invests it. He studies while others scroll. He trains while others sleep. He plans while others drift. He protects his morning, his evening, his calendar, not because he's busy, but because he is aware of what's at stake. Because he knows no man is promised tomorrow, and those who act like they have time often run out of it empty-headed. And that's the tragedy. Most men think time is something they'll have more of later, so they stall, they settle, they stay where it's safe. They wait for perfect clarity, for perfect timing, but the clock doesn't wait. It moves, and when it's gone, it never returns. That's why urgency isn't about rushing. It's about respect. Respect for your life, respect for your purpose, respect for the fact that the next chapter doesn't write itself. You write it with the decisions you make today. You want better results? Start showing up now. You want to change your future? Start honoring your hours now. You want a different life? Start treating time as if it's the most valuable asset you own, because it is. Don't let routine deceive you into thinking time is endless. Don't let comfort convince you that you'll get around to it. Don't let fear persuade you to wait for signs, certainty, or permission. Move, begin, build, while the window is still open. Because the most respected men are not those who waited the longest. They are the ones who acted with urgency, while the rest hesitated. And over time, that difference becomes everything. So if you've been waiting, let this be the moment you stop. If you've been drifting, let this be the moment you return. If you've been distracted, let this be the moment you refocus. Because your time is not waiting for you to be ready. It's asking, will you use me or waste me? The men who achieve the most in life are not always the smartest, the strongest, or the most connected. Often they're simply the ones who made a decision that others avoided. They refused to waste time. They understood early on that life isn't waiting, that every year, every month, every single day, time is slipping through our hands, and once it's gone forever. That realization didn't make them panic. It made them prioritize. Because time is not just something you manage, it's something you honor. The man who honors his time isn't in a rush. He's in alignment. He doesn't sprint from one thing to the next in panic. He chooses deliberately. He sets boundaries. He lives by principles. And because of that, his energy is not scattered, it's collected. It's focused. It's dangerous in the best way. And what does this give him? Clarity. While others wonder what to do, he knows what needs to be done. Momentum. While others wait for the right moment, he creates it. Peace. While others are anxious about what they haven't done, he sleeps knowing he used the day well. You want that? It's simple. Not easy, but simple. Audit your life by one standard. Is this worth my time? Because when you value your time, your decisions improve. You don't entertain drama. You don't procrastinate on things that matter. You don't give energy to things that steal your focus. You get sharper. You get leaner. You get closer to your goals, your potential, and the life you say you want. And here's the thing. No one will do this for you. No one is going to manage your hours. No one will guard your schedule. No one will protect your mornings or discipline your distractions. That's your job. That's your responsibility. That's your freedom. Because the day you decide to stop wasting time is the day you begin to lead your life. And when you do, life will respond in kind. You'll find doors opening that used to be closed. You'll find habits getting easier. You'll find people respecting your boundaries not because you demanded it, but because your example made it clear. That's the power of respecting your time. It teaches the world how to treat you. So, protect it, schedule it, live by it. Let your calendar reflect your character. Let your habits reflect your urgency. Let your decisions reflect your respect for the one resource you'll never get back. Because the men who live with purpose, they don't let time drift away. They own it. There comes a moment in every man's life when he must look in the mirror and ask a very direct question. Am I wasting my time, or am I using it to build something that will last? Because one day the clock will stop, and you won't get to go back. There will be no second chance to use your hours differently, no opportunity to relive your 20s, your 30s, your prime years of strength, focus, and clarity. You will either look back with pride or with regret. And that regret doesn't come from what you did. It comes from what you didn't do, because you thought you had more time. More time to start. More time to prepare. More time to become the man you were born to be. But time doesn't wait. It doesn't pause when you're uncertain. It doesn't stop while you hesitate. It doesn't slow down just because you're afraid to act. It keeps moving, quietly, relentlessly. And in the end, it tells the truth. It tells the truth about how you lived, what you prioritized, what you built, what you neglected, what you postponed that should have been done today. So let this be your call to action. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. Clean up your routines. Fix what you've been avoiding. Say no to what's stealing your time. And say yes, fully, to the life you want to create. You do not need to overhaul your life overnight. You need to respect your time today and repeat that respect tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. Because the men who rise are not perfect. They are simply intentional. They understand that every hour is a deposit into their character, their craft, their legacy, and they spend it wisely, not because they fear death, but because they respect life. And that's where this all ends, in respect. Respect for the gift you've been given. Respect for the minutes slipping through your fingers. Respect for the fact that time is life in motion, and it cannot be rewound. So lead yourself. Discipline yourself. Hold yourself to the standard you know is required. Because one day it will be your last hour. And on that day, you'll want to know deep down that you used your time well, that you gave your best, that you did not waste what was sacred. Your time is running out, so use it like your future depends on it, because it does.